And what's doing, guys? You're watching Fresh Final Reviews. Today we're going to be looking at the Toygraph diver sets featuring Godzilla 54 maquette and Dr. Serizawa ×2 and Ogata. Bam! All right. Check it out. Okay, so like I said in some early reviews in the past month or so, I've wanted to jump away from X Plus figures because I feel like it's the same thing over and over again. You know, it's not that I'm bored with X Plus, it's just that I have some other things that I collect that I think that would be cool to talk about. It's a little bit more exciting to talk about because it's not just the same, attention to detail, the seams, this, blah, blah, blah. X Plus is great, and it is great, but there's other great stuff out there that we collect as collectors, right? Right. So I decided it's time to pull the Toygraph diver sets out of the detail, out of the glass shelves, throw them on the review table, and present them here to you guys, okay? So what we're going to do first, I'm going to talk about the release of these figures because there is a story behind them. And with the help of Kaiju Nomura, he filled me in on some of the, the finer details behind these releases because let's be honest, people, there's not much written information out there on these figures. And I am not a vinyl historian. I only know about the stuff that I've mostly collected, be it Bandai, SH Monster. It's a lot of stuff that's publicly well known today. But the rarest stuff, you got to kind of dig or you got to know people that know about these figures when they were released, be it they were collecting when they were released, or they're Japanese, or they know how to read Japanese, and they remember when they were released, and all that blah, 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 okay? So, thank you, Kaiju Nomura, for filling me in on the finer details here. Okay, so, these figures, all three sets were released in 2007. The first two sets here were released for the 10th anniversary of the Mandarake store in Shibuya, in Tokyo, and these two sets were available over-the-counter sales only. So which means you have to go to that store in order to get these figures. On release, they were about $60 a pair. Boom, okay? $60, that's about 6,800 yen, give or take, okay? Figures stand at about 9 inches tall, each Godzilla figure, 9 inches tall. The divers are about 4 inches tall. Cool? Cool. They did come in a bag, like pretty much like Marmot figures, M1 figures. They come in a little baggie. So you get, basically, look at the picture while I'm unraveling one here. Basically get a bag, header card, Dr. Serizawa and Ogata. They were basically all bagged up, stapled, like Giga Brains, Marmots, M1s, and the like. And I have each 3 header cards for each, okay? So that's how those figures came when you bought them brand new. Again, these were sold at the Mandarake in Shibuya. This set was released later on in 2007, okay? Now, the design of this figure, there's a 2-part history behind this figure. The original maquette, a clay model created by Teizo Toshimitsu, as you can see in the picture here, he designed and sculpted the original clay model of Godzilla 54, the original maquette. He did actually, it was also with the art director, Akira Watanabe. They worked on that together. There was 2 previous designs that was presented to Tsuburaya, Honda, and I'm having a brain fart, Tomoyuki Tanaka, who was working on the film. They didn't like the first 2 designs, so they said, get back in there and make us Godzilla, okay? So he came up with the clay model, presented that to them, they liked it, and then they went ahead and created the suit. If you also didn't know, Teizo Toshimitsu, he also created many of the Showa suits throughout the Showa series. All the way up to, I think, Destroy All Monsters, even past, I think, to Godzilla's Revenge. I was reading up on it last night. There's some information out there on him, I think, on the Godzilla wiki page. I'm not sure exactly how accurate that is, but that's how the original maquette design was created. But the actual figure, it's a design that was illustrated by a manga artist named Abe Wasuke, I believe I'm pronouncing that right. He drew a manga version of the maquette, and that's where Toygraph came in and said that I want basically, design the figure to look like that. So it's a design from a manga illustration based off of the maquette, pretty much, give or take, okay? And that's pretty much how these figures came to exist. A little bit more finer details, it is only 65 sets of each here. Boom. 65 sets of this, 65 sets of that, 65 sets of that. Very rare. Not many of them. There's actually one glowy set on Yahoo Japan right now for like $1,500 or so, give or take. Probably going to cost that much money after you pay for the shipping and the commission and the third-party fees and all that stuff. It's ridiculous. Again, these were each $60 upon release, and I think I paid anywhere. I can't remember exactly. I think 2 sets cost me about $300, and the other set was, I think, $250. Big shout out to Mr. James Hartman because he helped me get this one right here. He obtained this set in a wonderful, glorious fresh vinyl box day that he had in the summer of 2017. So, and this was the last one I needed. I needed the Ogata diver set because I had picked these two up on Yahoo Japan. The funny thing is that, you know, a little bit digging into why I started getting these is that I remember being at my buddy Brian's house, and I think that's really when they grabbed my attention, is that Brian has this awesome canvas of a shot of David Dopko's divers with a beautiful blue background, and I'm like, that looks freaking awesome. You know, and I don't really think I dug too deep into what these characters were. I knew they existed, but I wasn't very familiar with the line. Again, there's not that much information out there on these figures or Toygraph line in general. So, you know, X Plus keeps my wallet busy enough as it is, and the summer of 2017, I was like, you know what? Fresh it. I was like, I want to hunt these figures down. And literally, I think from August, it literally took me like a month to get all 3. Literally, I kid you not, it was ridiculous. I don't know how that was possible. It just happened. And I was like, awesome. Can't go wrong. So the figures themselves. Maquette design. This version of the Godzilla and Serizawa is a glowy version. Godzilla's dorsal plates glow and his eyes glow. Serizawa, if you look at him, obviously you could tell he glows. Awesome sculpture, by the way, because he's holding the oxygen destroyer. Really, really cool. And he's got, you know, his number on there, number 2. Same thing on the standard version. This Godzilla also has glow-in-the-dark dorsal plates and glow-in-the-dark eyes, but Dr. Serizawa, standard black diver outfit. You know, he's got the chromes, the silver highlights, and the, you know, the awesome-looking little cute boots there. Boom. And then later in 2007 came the green vinyl one with cool red dorsal plates. I really like this one a lot because I think these red dorsal plates pop against the green vinyl of the figure. It looks really good. For some reason, I think the back of my figure here, it's warped a little bit, and I never decided to mess with it. I could probably get a hairdryer just to tighten up the back dorsal plate piece that's put on there. And again, these figures are made out of vinyl, so yes, this is Toygraph vinyl. And it's awesome because these figures, almost like Bandai figures, Marmots, M1s, and everything else that I have back there, they got like this distinct smell. It's a little bit different from X Plus. X Plus smells like you probably shouldn't be smelling this stuff. But, you know, I can't tell after collecting X Plus for 6 years. What do I know? My brains are fried. And then over here we have the Ogata diver, played by Akira Takata, as we know. And cool little detail here is that James and I got ours signed by Akira Takata at a convention up here in Massachusetts in November. So really cool. He signed the back of ours. I think James got the bottom of his feet signed too. So, so really, really cool. It's interesting because when I showed Takaradas on this, he looked at it, he recognized that it was him, and he actually screamed and was like, "Wake up!" And I'll never forget it. You know, so it was pretty funny. He's like, he wake himself up. So he was really excited to see that. So those are the divers. Now these divers, they did great underwater. I mean, they do great underwater. Look here. Yeah, I don't advise to, you know, bring your toys into the tub, but I'm a bozo. What do I know? Okay? So, overall, glow in the dark, glow in the dark. This one is basically more or less bluish highlights, brown vinyl. Looks really good. Dorsal plates are again glow in the dark. He has some brown and silver highlights up there. The face is awesome looking. It looks I mean, the teeth look great. The eyes look great. Everything about this figure does look great. Again, the original Godzilla design had his head to look like a mushroom cloud, but it's not exactly what we got here, or in the final design at all. But it's a great looking figure. This one, I dig the paint job in this one. I think black and blue vinyl always pops together, just like that Gigabrain Gigan I have that I should probably review at some point. But again, the figures are just really, really stunning looking. This one with the green vinyl, as I said, again, some nice subtle highlights with silvers and blues, green vinyl all about, and I dig the red eyes on this one. So really, that is the figures. Again, they are hard to find, they are rare, and they're expensive. So if you're hunting them down now, I don't really know what to tell you. Good luck. But that pretty much concludes my review of these awesome figures. Again, they came, you know, what? What is it? They're 12 years old. 12 years old. Beautifulness. But that's it. That's all I got for you. I'm done rambling. Remember, people, buy vinyl, fresh vinyl. These figures are certified fresh. Toygraph fresh. Boom. And I'll see you on my next fresh vinyl review. Bam.